Live from KSAT 12, the News at Noon starts right now.
New at noon, a school in mourning for a Brandeis instructional assistant who died last week. 73-year-old Alfred Jimenez, better known as Mr. Fred, died this month after sustaining a head injury in a special education classroom.
Our John Paul Barajas is at Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church in Helotes for the funeral services, and he joins us now live. John.
David, Ursula, the funeral service just let out. It started at 11 o'clock. It was a large showing of support from both friends and family, but it was a private event. Mr. Fred's wife, Margot Jimenez, gave us the green light to be here, but she wasn't ready to speak on camera because obviously this is a very emotional day. She did send us a statement that reads in part, "Today will be a really tough day for me as we lay my Freddie to rest. My husband died at work doing what he loved to do. He took pride in his kids and treated them with respect and kindness. A beautiful soul was taken from me. My life will never, ever be the same. I will forever miss my Freddie. This is so sad," end quote. She also told us that her husband was her rock. He took care of her during her battle with cancer and when she lost her son in a car crash in 2019. She says she doesn't know how she'll be able to make it through these difficult times without him. Today's funeral comes at a time where the Bexar County Medical Examiner has ruled the death a homicide, and the union that represents NISD teachers and staff is calling for additional safety measures to be implemented at the state level. And as NISD says, Mr. Fred fell and hit his head while trying to redirect a student in a class of students with severe learning and emotional disabilities. NISD police and SAPD are investigating. Now, the two things Ms. Jimenez said she wanted to make clear is that she disputes NISD's claims that he fell and believes that her husband was pushed. And two, that he did not work out of necessity, but because he cared and he wanted to. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, John Paul. Some folks in shirts might be breathing a little bit easier right now in more ways than one.
They are relieved that a potentially dangerous gas leak that erupted in their neighborhood has been capped, but also filled the air with an unpleasant odor.
Katrina Weber reports a driver is being blamed for all this trouble.
The flashing lights were a visual sign that something was wrong in the Shirts neighborhood. There also was a smell, the strong odor of gas. For some, though, it was the sound of a ringing phone that confirmed it.
It just too there was a gas leak block, and they would just to stay. It wasn't just to stay inside.
Joseph Gomez started getting robocalls, reverse calls from 911 before 5 this morning, warning him of trouble near his home on Randolph Avenue near Brooks Avenue.
And they called about 2 or 3 times, and then about there after 5 or so they cleared it off.
But before the all clear, there was all hands on deck for workers with CenterPoint Energy. They were called in to cap what turned out to be leaks from several different gas meters. They say a driver tried to squeeze his car through an unofficial alley between homes and hit 4 meters in the process. You can see a very clear picture of where things went wrong in this alley. The tread mark showing the path that the car took, clear over that gas meter.
I didn't smell anything.
Inside his home with the windows closed, Gomez was shielded from the odor of gas. However, outdoors, it signaled the potential for danger. CenterPoint crews worked quickly to cap the leak, then waited until daylight to make repairs. They say they saw Shirts police arrest the driver who caused all the trouble. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Outside with live cam, going to be a very interesting week. Starting off with a beautiful day. It was like one of those no jacket, no jacket weeks.
Yeah, roller coaster, temperature roller coaster. I'm going to take that literally in this little newscast here. You'll see what I'm talking about in about 10 minutes when I say a literal temperature roller coaster. For now, though, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these clouds and temperatures. We had some fog this morning, and really what that's resulted in, the fog and the low-level clouds, has resulted in drastically different temperatures depending on where you live. Up in the hill country, areas have seen plenty of sunshine, and so it's warm. It's almost 90 degrees in Rock Springs right now. It's 80 in Del Rio, 85 in Laredo, 83 in Kerrville. As I zoom in here, you'll see that the last of the low clouds are starting to really degrade here, but where there's been some clouds, it's still fairly cool. 70 in New Braunfels, 68 at JBSA Randolph, but you can really see that big temperature difference from the hill country to areas like Pleasanton, which have been under clouds for most of the day. The last of the clouds are going away. It's going to be a sunny afternoon. High temperatures will be near 90 the further north and west you go, and near 80 the further east and south you go. So areas like Seguin, 82, 80 in Nixon, Smiley, right around San Antonio, mid 80s, but upper 80s for the hill country. Believe it or not, we're going to have a day similar to today tomorrow, but then temperatures will tumble by some nearly 30 to 40 degrees in the week ahead. That literal temperature roller coaster right around the corner. David, Ursula.
Thank you, Sarah. A U.S. Air Force member serving in San Antonio setting himself on fire outside of the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C. The airman's horrific death yesterday, a protest against Israel's response to the Hamas attack in October. The whole thing, though, live streamed on social media, showing 25-year-old Aaron Bushnell explaining his reasons for the protest as he walked up to the embassy gates. He poured an unknown liquid on himself, set himself on fire, and began yelling, "Free Palestine," until he was overcome by the flames. Earlier, Bushnell said that he would, quote, no longer be complicit in genocide. Police tried to put out the flames with fire extinguishers, but he later died at the hospital from burns. He had been in the Air Force for nearly 4 years and was serving at Lackland as a software specialist. He was originally from Massachusetts.
The border is going to get a little more crowded later this week. Both the top Republican and Democratic contenders for the presidency coming to Texas on Thursday. President Joe Biden expected to travel to Brownsville, and former President Donald Trump expected to deliver remarks in Eagle Pass. Biden's visit comes as he considers sweeping executive action to restrict migrants' ability to seek asylum at the U.S. southern border if they crossed illegally. Meanwhile, Trump has made immigration one of his top priorities if he's elected again. KSAT 12 will have crews covering both visits this Thursday. And coming up in a few minutes, Spurs get bucked off again on the rodeo road trip. Good thing there's only one ride left. We got highlights, though.
A local museum putting a focus on children with dyslexia. It's not just a place for the students to thrive, but also those who are getting ready to teach. New this noon, Brett Cross, the guardian of one of the Rob victims and activists, arrested at a county commissioner's meeting this morning in Uvalde. Take a look at the video.
You can see Cross pointing his finger and shouting towards Mariano Pargas, a county commissioner who was the acting Uvalde police chief the day of the Robb Elementary shooting. Cross uses profane language, asking why Pargas did not act to stop the killing, and is then taken out of the meeting at the direction of County Judge William Mitchell. More video of Pargas outside shows him being placed into a Uvalde police vehicle, and he's still cussing and yelling at the camera. We are waiting to confirm what charges Cross will be facing.
This summer marking 4 years since a young San Antonio mother was killed in a robbery. 5 people are now serving time for her death.
Our latest Texas Crime Stories episode looks into the case of Jasmine Williams and breaks down who was involved.
At just 19, Jasmine Williams' life was violently stolen in front of her own children. What began as a planned robbery by some of her own friends escalated to a plan to kill her.
Despite a mountain of evidence to implicate 7 individuals, the wheels of justice seem to falter.
I feel like a lot of stuff just went completely wrong, especially with them having priors. So it's like you slap them on the hand.
Beyond the courtroom negotiations and plea deals lies the hurt of a bereaved sister who believes Jasmine was cast aside by a system meant to protect and serve the victims of crime.
I really feel like if my sister was 100% white, Kyle, Jontavian, all of them will have higher charges. 100%. I feel like they would have worked harder.
This is Texas Crime Stories, Betrayed Justice.
Coming up tonight at 10, when was the last time you heard someone refer to someone else as a narcissist? Probably recently. The word narcissist is one of the most Googled terms on the internet. We usually use it to describe people who are self-centered or arrogant, usually involving a marital dispute. But before you call someone a narcissist, you may want to think twice. Tonight, Stefania Jimenez sits down with a local therapist who wants you to hold off, and they're going to discuss narcissism in relationships, why we shouldn't rush to label someone with that, and what we can do instead. It's tonight on the Night Beat at 10.
Back outside with Lafayette. I can't believe it's already 75 degrees. It's just February. We still got like a week left of this month, and it's 75 at noon.
I know. It's going to get really nice and toasty today.
It is. It is going to get into the mid-80s around San Antonio, but the upper 80s in the hill country, and we'll have a ditto day tomorrow. The aquifer, though, is down half a foot over the past 24 hours. And when you look at the allergens, I mean, there are a lot of allergens out there. There are 6 allergens. Most of it is tree pollen. Ash and mulberry are on the moderate side. Molds, elm, oak, and hackberry all low. Coming up in the forecast, couple more warm days before we see a big drop in temperatures. Details after the break.
A learning disability that often leaves kids behind is getting its own school here in San Antonio.
It's specifically for students with dyslexia. And it's not only tuition free, but it's the only school like this in San Antonio. Tiffany Huertas with how it got started and why it's so important for parents, students, as well as those who are going to teach one day.
It is just this space where our students who have traditionally struggled can breathe and have a non-traditional classroom and really have their education come to life.
It's the first charter school in the city dedicated to students with dyslexia.
We are thrilled to be welcoming students this fall.
Celebrate Dyslexia Schools, a tuition-free charter school, will be housed inside the museum.
Dyslexia is an unexpected difficulty with reading, writing, and spelling.
Jasmine Dean is the founder of the school.
Every teacher on our campus will go through the certification pathway to become an academic language therapist.
Dean hopes this school offers a nurturing space for students to thrive and celebrate their unique abilities.
This school is so important for me because I am the parent of 3 dyslexic young men and have seen the struggle. I've had the experience of a son who did not have access to proper dyslexia intervention, and I know what it was like as a parent to try to find it.
Do you think there's enough education about dyslexia?
No, I don't. And that is actually one of the reasons why we're doing what we're doing. We really want our campus to be seen as this lab school hub. We are partnering with UTSA, which is a significant teacher prep producer.
Dean says UTSA students studying education will have the opportunity to visit the new school and learn the different structured literacy concepts, do research, and get hands-on learning experience. Flor Gutierrez is also bringing her experience as an educator to her role as superintendent.
I was a teacher for 10 years and then stepped into the dyslexia space after my daughter was diagnosed. I became an academic language therapist to provide therapies for her, and what I realized was that this was a need in our city.
Gutierrez is honored to lead this school,
knowing that it is an option for other children and families that have gone through our journey. That is really, really exciting.
Enrollment is open for the fall 2024 academic year for kindergarten, first and second grade students. Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
All right, we are getting ready to jump aboard. Put on your seatbelt.
Temperature roller coaster.
Yeah, put on your seatbelt.
Like go to Six Flags or SeaWorld, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going to have that
Okay.
4-point harness.
You ready for
one.
it?
Okay, let's go.
Here we go. All right, so today, Monday and Tuesday, tomorrow, we are going to be near 90 degrees at the top of the temperature roller coaster. Woo! But by Wednesday, we are going to be seeing temperatures fall in the 60s. That's because we get a cold front moving through. That's going to cause our temperatures to tumble. And then we'll hit the bottom of the roller coaster on Thursday when our highs will only be in the 50s. But it wouldn't be a roller coaster without another little climb up By Friday, we're going to be back into the 70s, and by the weekend, near 80 degrees. So this is the time of the year where we often board the temperature roller coaster.
I hope you didn't eat before you got on that ride.
You hope I didn't what?
Eat.
Oh.
Before you got on there.
No worries. Not nauseous about it. I'm here to walk you through the temperature roller coaster.
She's going to make it easy.
Yeah, okay, so outside right now, you can see we've had plenty of sunshine for parts of our viewing area, mainly up in the hill country and out to the west. Otherwise, we've had areas of low clouds and fog, kind of right along San Antonio and points to the east. So temperatures are drastically different depending on where you live. If you live out in Gonzales, it's only 70 degrees. If you live out near Rock Springs, it's nearly 90 degrees. That's a 20-degree temperature difference just because we've been able to see a little bit more sun up in Rock Springs than in Gonzales. And skies are just now starting to clear in Gonzales. It is going to be a warm afternoon, though, regardless. Nope, it's not going to be 8,785 degrees in San Antonio. That's way too hot. It's going to be 85 degrees in San Antonio. Had a little bit of a what do you call it? When you glitch. There you go. So 87 in Kerrville, 89 in Canyon Lake, 92 in Del Rio. I'm just going to stand right in front of there so you don't look at it too much. 86 in Rock Springs. There you go. 85 in San Antonio for the high. 89 in Boerne, 91 in Uvalde, 82 in Floresville, and 80 in Nixon Smiley. So a warm day, but yes, not the surface of the sun. Warm outside throughout the evening. It's going to be mild, but by tomorrow morning, we're once again going to have areas of fog around San Antonio. Visibility could be reduced to less than half of a mile for your morning commute tomorrow. So plan accordingly. You know, this morning, a lot of places had some fog. If it caused you to slow down a little bit, maybe give yourself an extra 15 minutes tomorrow to get to where you need to go. A lot like today, too, the fog will be slow to lift. So we are going to have a fairly cloudy morning, but by about 10 o'clock, we should be back to mostly sunny or partly cloudy skies at least. So here's a look at tomorrow's forecast. 63 tomorrow morning. By noon, it's going to be 78 and then 86, 87 for the high tomorrow. So it's going to be a warm day tomorrow as well, near 90 degrees. In fact, warm across a good chunk of the nation right now, but that chilly air is just on the horizon. We're going to see a cold front develop, and that front will be moving through San Antonio on Wednesday. That's when temperatures will fall. But what about rain? Rain is not looking like it's going to be substantial at all. On Thursday, when it's the coldest, temperatures only in the 50s, I think we'll really only have some sprinkles. By Thursday night, that could turn into some general dampness with some drizzle, but it's not going to amount to much, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because we still need rain. We're still experiencing extreme drought. So warm the next couple of days. Wednesday, that's when temperatures fall. It gets windy. Sprinkles and chilly weather on Thursday with drizzle developing Thursday night, and then by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're back up into the 70s. Pretty fun forecast. Thanks for sticking with me on the temperature roller coaster and the glitch as well.
I think you've used every graphic we've got in stock except for snow and wind. No, we got wind.
We got wind on there, but no snow, Ursula.
The only one missing.
All right, so the question of the day is?
Well,
I have no idea. Oh, where's Mike? How about that? That's a good question today.
Mike is off today.
Oh.
Wow.
Yes. All right. So with the Mega Millions jackpot, nobody won. That's why we're all here. That got us thinking, if you could jump into a pool of anything, what would it be filled with? And you can't say money. It makes you think of Scrooge McDuck.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
That's it. Gold bars.
Oh, that would hurt.
Ouch. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, if it was full of gold bars, I'd get over it real fast.
Feet first.
God.
Yeah, feet first.
I would say aloe vera just because I feel so dry after the winter.
That would help. Yes, I need that too.
Okay.
All right, so scan that QR code and let us know if you could jump into a pool of anything, what would it be filled with?
All right.
Gold bars.
Gold bars.
Ow.
Thank you. You might need to jump in that pool the way the temperatures are going.
Yeah.
Get in, get out. Hey, a local women's college team headed for their postseason tourney, and another college star wraps up an incredible regular season coming up. So So far, it's been a disappointing rodeo road trip, even with Wemby. Not any better than last year. They finished 1-8 last season. They're going to last night's game in Utah against the Jazz with a 1-6 record. First quarter, Victor Wembanyama getting the block on John Collins. Yeah, get that out of here. We're going the other way. The ball ends up with Devin Vassell, right to the hole. Nice slam. Spurs are up early. Later on, Wemby to Jeremy Sohan. That's not going to work. Denied by Taylor Hendricks. Ball ends up with Wagner alum Jordan Clarkson. He nails down the three. Spurs had 8 turnovers in the quarter, 20 for the game, down 17 at one point. It's 32-18 after one second quarter. Wemby back in. Ball ends up with him in the paint for the dunk. 2 possessions later, Malachi Branham shooting the three. He and Wemby both had 10 for the Spurs at the half, the only ones in double figures. Jazz were up 63-39 at halftime. They were down 24 at one point, the Spurs were. Third quarter after a loose ball. Spurs get control. Trey Jones, three-pointer. That's good. Then it's Jones, another three-pointer. That's good. Then how about Wemby on the block? He has the ball behind the back dribble. Lost it. But Devin Vassell is going to be there for the tip-in. Got it. Spurs had cut the lead down to 15, but the Jazz were up 93-74 after 3. Fourth quarter, best dunk of the night. Wemby right to the basket. Yeah. He had 22 and 10. Next, it's the Spurs on the run with the layup from Branham, and the Spurs cut the lead to 9, but that's as close as they got. Jordan Clarkson nails the corner 3. He had 22, 10 assists off the bench. So here's your final. Spurs fall to Jazz.
Just repetitive mistakes. Sometimes you need to change up the messaging or change up the accountability or how you do things, and Pop's the best at it. So,
you guys have any doubt he'll bounce back from that?
No doubt.
Pop wouldn't feel so good after the games. That's why Mitch was doing the post-game press conference. Pop's probably seen enough of the same stuff over and over again. All right, so here's the Spurs. They finished with the rodeo road trip in Minnesota. Then they come home to host Oklahoma City and then the Indiana Pacers. And they're back on the road again. Hey, they are staying on the top of the mountain. The Trinity women's basketball team took down a longtime foe, Colorado College, in SASC championship game, 63-57. Bernie alum Jamie Reedy led the way with 18 and was the tournament MVP. It makes it 4 straight tournament titles for the Tigers, and that means they are pulling out the dance card again, waiting to find out where and when they will play in the Division III NCAA tournament. And UTSA guard and Justin alum Kara White was one of 4 seniors celebrated during Senior Day when the UTSA women's basketball team hosted FAU. White opened the game, knocking down a 3. She had 5 of those in the game. Later in the first quarter, it's White with the dish cross court to Haley Atwood. Atwood for the 3. The Roadrunners seniors had themselves a nice day. UCSA wins it 76-60. White led all scorers with 23 points.
Good for them.
Yep.
Off we go. New today at 5. If it's dirty and it's got to be clean, toss it in the washing machine. Saw that rhyme?
Mm-hmm.
That is until your washing machine doesn't work. So when should you fix it, or when should you buy a new machine? We've got a checklist that could help you decide. It's today at 5 after Entertainment Tonight. The U.S. Supreme Court set to hear arguments that may change the internet as we know it. The justices will decide if social media platforms can choose for themselves what content goes on their sites and which ones can be removed. The case centers on Texas and Florida laws that allow individuals to sue tech companies for alleged violations. State officials argue they are regulating social media platforms' business behavior, not their speech. But opponents say the state laws infringe on the platform's First Amendment rights. They believe that they could lead to unintended consequences, such as allowing posts that promote hate speech, eating disorders, or election misinformation.
Lawmakers are returning to Washington this week and facing high-stakes to-do list. The White House says President Joe Biden is meeting with top congressional leaders both sides of the aisle tomorrow. The clock is ticking to avoid a partial government shutdown this Friday. Biden also wants the House to pass a Senate bill that has $60 billion for Ukraine. Without it, the country's president argues millions of people will be killed. House Speaker Mike Johnson is under pressure to block a vote on Ukraine aid, but the bill appears to have enough bipartisan support to pass. Some Democrats are threatening to use a discharge petition to get the measure on the floor. A discharge petition is a maneuver to get a bill out of committee and eventually to a full House vote. That petition requires a majority, so they need a handful of Republicans to go along with it. Donald Trump has appealed his $454 million New York civil fraud judgment. He's pushing back after a judge found that he lied about his wealth and he grew his real estate business. The former president's lawyers filed a notice of appeal today asking the state's mid-level appeals court to overturn the ruling in Attorney General Letitia James' lawsuit. The appeal ensures that the legal fight over Trump's business is going to continue as the presidential primary season ramps up.
If you're an AT&T customer, you're going to get $5 back. It's reimbursing customers for Thursday's network outage. Tens of thousands of customers last Thursday dealt with error messages or no service connection. The mobile network says it wants to recognize the frustration the outage caused. AT&T says it will issue a $5 credit to potentially impacted wireless customers, which it says is the average cost of a full day of service. While regional disruptions to wireless service happen occasionally, prolonged nationwide outages are rare. The Federal Communications Commission says it is still investigating that incident.
How much for my winter back? How much is that going to cost me? I want some winter. We just boom, right into spring.
Yeah,
summer, it feels more like summer for some people today. It's close to 90 degrees in areas around closer to the border and up into the hill country. But I want to start with a picture, a beautiful picture sent in to our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app and online. This is out in Castroville. Gorgeous. Isn't it great? You can see the fog, the nice clear skies. Castroville was one of the areas that saw the fog clear first today, while low clouds kind of remained out east of San Antonio. And that's had a big impact on temperatures. I mean, it's only 74 in New Braunfels and 70 at JBSA Randolph. It was nearly 80 degrees in Castroville where that picture was taken. Even warmer up in Kerrville and in Los Maples where it's 87. So nearly a 20-degree temperature spread within just a few, about 40 miles or so. So impressive to see that big temperature spread. And we'll see it this afternoon too. Close to 90 degrees this afternoon across the hill country and points out to the west. Closer to 80 degrees further east and around San Antonio, right in the middle, about in the mid-80s. So here's what we're tracking. Warm through Tuesday, but there is going to be a big drop in temperatures on Wednesday because of a front. It'll actually be pretty chilly Wednesday and Thursday, and we do have a very small chance for rain. Details coming up in just a few minutes. David, Ursula.
Thank you, Sarah. The Environmental Protection Agency now considering slowing down its requirements for automakers to sell more electric vehicles. This move could dial back aggressive plans to move away from gas-powered cars and SUVs. EV sales in the U.S. hit a record last year, topping 1 million for the first time. However, industry insiders say there's still a few factors holding back sales, and they include the higher prices, the lack of public charging stations, and just general confusion about the substantial tax credits available for buyers.
Credit card debt in the U.S. is rising. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York says credit card debt hit a new high of $1.1 trillion from October through December. LendingTree says the average unpaid credit card balance was more than $6,800 in the fourth quarter. Some economists says the debt level is not as alarming as it might seem. They say workers are still commanding robust wage gains. The stock market is on solid footing, and attitudes toward the economy have improved dramatically in recent months. Economists also say after adjusting for inflation, the current level is nearly 20% below a peak it reached back in 2008.
4 more private universities have agreed to settle a lawsuit alleging they violated antitrust laws in determining financial amounts for admitted students. According to court documents, Dartmouth College, Rice, Vanderbilt, and Northwestern universities agreeing to pay a total of $166 million to settle a 2022 class action lawsuit. That lawsuit accused those schools of colluding on the amount of financial aid that it gave to students, while at the same time favoring applicants from wealthier families. The settlement comes after Yale, Columbia, Duke, Brown, and Emory agreed to pay a combined $145 million to settle their part of a case last month.
Cyclists across San Antonio calling for change. This comes after a driver hit and killed a man while the victim was riding his bike near the Missions. Details on the push for more bike safety across San Antonio coming up after the break. Just 1 week ago, 65-year-old William Mize was biking down South Presa when he was hit and killed by a driver.
The cyclists across San Antonio say that they're heartbroken over this, and now they are calling on drivers to keep an eye out. Cyclists say drivers paying attention is their biggest concern.
It is drivers. It's impatient drivers. It's drivers who are on their phones. It's obviously drunk drivers, and the combination of all of those three put together is what is killing us off.
So as cyclists call for awareness and accountability, they're looking for infrastructure changes, and the city is working on a solution. It's all part of its Bike Network Plan. That's a 2-year effort to improve bicycle safety and infrastructure. We have links to understand more about that program on our website, KSAT.com.
Even though it feels like summer outside for some folks, we've got those allergies, though, that are very spring-like outside. Here's a long list.
We can't escape them.
No, we can't. Ash and mulberry lead the way in the moderate category, but mold, elm, oak, and hackberry are low. Yes, I said oak. Oak season has officially started in San Antonio, and even though the oak is low right now, it ends up peaking toward the end of March and early April. A lot of people around this area allergic to oak, including myself. Usually oak season is done by May. The aquifer is down a half a foot over the past 24 hours. It sure could use a good drink of water, but even though we have rain chances in the forecast, it doesn't look great for rainfall amounts. Those details coming up.
Once again, we're confusing the plants. I was looking outside the other day.
That is true.
And there's some blooms coming out. Well, I don't know what, the purple trees.
Oh, those are mountain laurels. They smell like, I don't know how to explain it. They smell like grape Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Grape Kool-Aid. And mine bloomed like a month ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so they stopped, and I guess they're going to start again.
I hope.
If your tree hasn't bloomed yet, yes. If it has, then maybe.
It's over?
Yeah. No more grape Kool-Aid for you.
Wow.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look out with clouds and temperatures. This is an interesting setup today because it's very hot in Ozona, Rock Springs, where it's near 90 degrees right now, but it's a bit more mild toward Gonzales, Victoria. The reason for the difference in temperatures was this morning we had plenty of cloud cover, mainly points east of San Antonio with some areas of fog. So areas like Kerrville have had a little bit more sun, although you can see some more clouds working their way in. These are those higher, thinner clouds that don't have as much of an impact on temperatures as the fog did this morning. But it's only 70 degrees at JBSA Randolph, nearly 15 degrees warmer in Helotes this afternoon. And so this is going to impact what your high temperatures are today. Up closer into the hill country and points out to the west, it's going to be closer to 90 degrees for the next few hours. As we look out to the west, east, though, it's going to be closer to 80 degrees. Seguin, Nixon, Smiley, Floresville, San Antonio right in the middle, right around 85 degrees for the high in the Alamo City. Let's take a moment and look at our weather setup. You can see all the rainfall out in parts of Arizona. That's good news for them. This is all around an area of low pressure. This is not going to be bringing us any rain, but it is going to help to pull some of the colder air from the north down to San Antonio, and that's why we're going to have big temperature jumps this week and drops. We've got a high pressure system over Mexico. This is a heat high that's creating a fair amount of heat for a good portion of the nation. In fact, this is a look at today's highs across the nation. And you look up to Omaha, Nebraska, you think 78 degrees. That's not too hot. Well, compared to average, it's much hotter than average. And take a look at San Angelo, Dallas-Fort Worth, low 90s. Temperatures in some of these areas are 25 to 35 degrees hotter than average. So yeah, you can call this a bit of a heat wave, especially for this time of year, end of winter, early spring. So again, a very warm weather pattern setting up across the Central Plains, but just to the west is some cold air knocking, and that cold air is going to move through Texas on Wednesday. in the form of a cold front. That cold front moving through Texas on Wednesday, bringing chilly conditions. Temperatures struggling to get out of the 50s by Thursday. Thursday, there will be some sprinkles out there. It's not going to be a lot, just a few sprinkles here and there during the day on Thursday. And then by the evening on Thursday, I think drizzle will set up. General dampness Thursday evening into Friday morning. But it's not going to amount to much. Maybe a 1/10 of an inch of rainfall if you're lucky. And that's really not going to help us out as far as the drought is concerned across the hill country and parts of San Antonio. But you will notice the temperature difference, no doubt. Today, 85, tomorrow, 87. That front moves through on Wednesday, and temperatures drop into the 50s and 60s all day on Wednesday. Thursday will struggle to get out of the 50s, definitely sweater weather on Thursday. Then by the weekend, we pop right back up into the 70s, and it's going to be a gorgeous weekend. Tomorrow, starting off with areas of fog like today in your KSAT 12-hour forecast. By noon, it'll be mostly cloudy and near 80, and then a warm afternoon tomorrow, 87 for the high, winds from the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Again, morning fog tomorrow, warm day tomorrow, but Wednesday temperatures tumble. We'll have sprinkles and chilly weather on Thursday with highs only in the 50s. Drizzle sets in Thursday night into Friday, but if you're longing for good weather over the weekend, you got it. Highs will be in the 70s.
This Rodeo Remembers, powered by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers.
Many Texas towns have a proud cowboy past, but one town just south of San Antonio, the town of Pleasanton, has staked its claim as the birthplace of the cowboy. It's a claim that dates all the way back to 1720. Until the late 1600s, the Spanish didn't think much of the land that would become Texas. Then the French began to show an interest. So the Spanish decided to settle the Texas frontier by building the missions. How would the missions support themselves? Cattle ranching. And where would be the first mission ranch? Right in between Poteet and Pleasanton, the ranch of the Mission San Jose. And what about those cowboys? In 1821, Mexico declared independence from Spain after a costly war. In need of capital and people, the Mexican government began to encourage foreign settlers. Soon, Americans were moving to a place called Tejas. To handle the herds of this new landscape, the settlers had to learn the skills of the local vaqueros, but they needed a name. So they translated the word vaqueros into English, and so became the first cowboys. Whether the first cowboy rode through Pleasanton is anyone's guess, but by the late 1800s, Pleasanton developed a thriving cattle industry. For countless cowboys, it became a main stop on their Kansas cattle drives. As far as Pleasanton's claim, well, there are two facts at work here. Vaqueros worked the first mission ranch, and vaqueros were the first cowboys. So maybe Pleasanton is the birthplace of the cowboy.
This Best of Mutton Busted, powered by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers.
All right, so if you're a Swiftie, I mean a real Swiftie, this one could be for you. A museum in London wants to hire a Taylor Swift super fan. The Victoria and Albert Museum wants someone to talk to their curators and explain her importance to the history of art and design. The successful job seeker is going to have a chance to view relevant items from the museum's collection and potentially help influence its future programming. The superfan should be able to offer insights into the culture and artistry around the friendship bracelets that Swifties often exchange, as well as the handmade designs frequently displayed at concerts. Besides Swifties, museum is also looking for superfans of Crocs, drag, and emojis. Didn't you have a Swiftie?
I do.
Bracelet?
For the rodeo.
You should apply. You might be able
I gave it to a friend because that's what you're
explain
supposed to do.
I'm not sure, Fiona. Are you a Swiftie, Fiona?
Yeah, so is
Yeah.
Mike. He's the reason I'm a Swiftie.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. See, that should be the question of the day.
Yes, I mean, my goodness. He's always playing Taylor Swift in his car. Okay, all right. It is a sweet start to the show today, and Felicia Miranda with Cakes by Felicia joins us. And if you take a look at that cake right over there, that is one of the trending cake techniques, right?
That's right, Fiona. This is our palette knife cake, and it's got different spatulas that we use to apply each petal individually and different techniques that we can actually put them on the cake. So that's how you get each flower on there.
All right, and do you want a cake or do you want a sandwich? We are going to solve that dilemma for you. And if you're looking for a place to donate your clothes, Jen is sharing a way that will help some students as well. Hey there, Jen.
That's right, Fiona. Keyword share. We're at the Share Center here at Palo Alto College. And yes, you see all the clothing here. Maybe you have some in your closet that you'd like to donate to the students here. We're going to tell you about a clothing drive coming up this spring and what you need to know about that, and also everything that they do to give back to students here. All that and more is coming up.
And it is Pet Dental Month. And if your dog is anything like my two, well, they do not like getting their teeth brushed. So Stephanie Garza from Puff Puff and Away is here, and you've got some ways to help, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about how to be using foods and snacks to help build up that dental health if brushing's too hard for you and your dog.
All right, all that and more when SA Live continues from Historic Market Square.